Picture this. You're in the grocery store, exhausted, standing in the baby food aisle. You reach for that organic fruit pouch, the one with the cute cartoon and no added sugar stamped on the front. You feel like you're winning at parenting. But what if I told you that innocent pouch, along with 6 other foods sitting in your pantry right now, could be quietly sabotaging your baby's brain development? That they're affecting your child's ability to focus, remember, learn, and even regulate their emotions years from now? In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 so-called healthy baby foods that are actually harming cognitive development. And I'll show you the simple, budget-friendly alternatives that genuinely build smarter, calmer, more focused children. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll never look at baby food labels the same way again. Before we dive in, if you're a parent who wants to give your child the absolute best start in life, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, this video is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe to Little Nest Guide, and turn on notifications so you never miss evidence-based parenting insights that actually work. Look, I know you're exhausted. I know you spent 20 minutes comparing ingredient labels last week, trying to decode what organic cane syrup really means. You're doing everything the parenting blogs tell you to do. You bought the expensive brand. You avoided artificial colors. You chose whole grain everything. But here's what nobody tells you. The baby food industry has gotten incredibly good at making you feel safe, while hiding what's really in those pouches, puffs, and toddler snacks. Words like organic, all natural, and made for tiny tummies sound protective, don't they? They're designed to make you feel confident. But behind those labels, something concerning is happening. Your baby's brain is being built right now, this very moment. Between birth and age 3, over 1 million neural connections form every single second. 1 million. That's faster than any other time in their entire life. And here's the truth that changes everything. Those connections depend almost entirely on what you're feeding them. When your baby's brain doesn't get the right building blocks, the omega-3s, the iron, the healthy fats it desperately needs, development slows down. Focus becomes harder, memory struggles, emotional regulation gets trickier, and behavioral challenges emerge that could have been prevented. The scary part? Many parents are unknowingly trading genuine nutrition for convenience and marketing, and their children's cognitive potential is paying the price. But here's the good news. And I need you to hear this. You don't need to overhaul everything. You don't need a nutrition degree or an unlimited budget. You just need to understand what your baby's brain actually needs and what's secretly stealing those nutrients away. Let me ask you something. How many squeeze pouches are in your diaper bag right now? Here's what most parents don't realize. Even the no added sugar fruit pouches deliver more concentrated sugar per ounce than soda. Yes, it's natural fruit sugar, but when you remove the fiber and blend it into that smooth paste, you're left with pure fructose delivered straight into your baby's bloodstream. What's really happening? That surge of sugar floods your baby's developing brain. Their blood sugar spikes, insulin rushes in, and then comes the crash. Over time, this creates a devastating pattern. Your baby's brain starts craving that intense sweetness. The natural appetite signals, the ones that tell them when they're hungry or full, get confused and weakened. Research shows that babies who consume high amounts of fruit purees before age 2 struggle more with focus and emotional regulation in preschool. Their brains literally rewire to seek quick sugar hits instead of sustained, nutrient-dense energy. But here's what parents miss. Those pouches are also robbing your baby of something critical for brain development, chewing practice. Every time you hand them a pouch instead of real food, you're bypassing the jaw movements that directly support speech development, the tongue coordination that builds language skills, and the sensory exploration that creates new neural pathways. Instead, here's what to do. Serve real fruit, mashed, diced, or in age-appropriate pieces. Let them touch it, squish it, taste different textures. Yes, it's messier. But that mess is learning. That mess is brain development. Save pouches for true emergencies, long flights, genuine meltdowns in public, not as daily convenience. But they're whole grain. I hear this every single week from well-meaning parents clutching those boxes with smiling babies on the front. Let me show you what's really inside those teething crackers and puffs. Despite the whole grain label, most are made with refined flour and inflammatory seed oils, not the nutrient-dense whole grains the packaging implies. They're designed to dissolve quickly in your baby's mouth, which sounds safe, but actually creates a problem. Here's the truth. These crackers fill up tiny stomachs incredibly fast while providing almost zero nutritional value. A few crackers, and suddenly your baby isn't interested in that salmon and sweet potato puree you carefully prepared, the meal that actually contained the omega-3s and iron their brain desperately needs. Studies from early childhood nutrition research confirm that babies who rely heavily on processed snacks consume significantly less iron, zinc, and healthy fats, the exact nutrients that build focus, memory, and emotional stability. Plus, the texture teaches your baby's mouth to prefer easy-dissolving foods over real chewing. When it comes time to transition to family meals, vegetables with fiber, proteins that need work, these babies often struggle because their oral motor skills never developed properly. Instead, here's what to do. Offer soft steamed vegetables like broccoli florets, avocado slices, strips of scrambled egg, or pieces of roasted sweet potato. These foods develop real oral coordination while delivering nutrients that actually fuel brain growth. They're not convenient. But convenience isn't building your child's IQ. That adorable little yogurt cup with the cartoon character, it's basically dessert marketed as health food. You probably chose those baby-friendly fruit yogurts because the packaging promises probiotics and made for little tummies. They seem like the perfect combination of nutrition and convenience. Here's what you probably don't realize. Most baby yogurts contain as much sugar per ounce as actual ice cream. They've transformed a genuine superfood, plain yogurt with its brain-supporting probiotics and healthy fats, into sweetened sludge. And here's where it gets concerning for your baby's brain. High sugar feeds the wrong kinds of gut bacteria. The beneficial bacteria that support digestion, immune function, and, this is critical, emotional regulation get crowded out by sugar-loving bacteria that trigger inflammation throughout the body, including the brain. Your baby's gut and brain are deeply connected through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. When you disrupt the balance of gut bacteria with excess sugar, you're not just affecting digestion, you're potentially influencing everything from immune response to mood stability, anxiety levels, and even attention span later on. Research from pediatric nutrition studies shows that children who consumed high-sugar yogurts in infancy had more behavioral challenges and difficulty with emotional regulation in preschool compared to children who ate plain yogurt. Instead, here's what to do. Choose plain, full-fat yogurt. Yes, it seems boring, but then you control what goes in it. Add a spoonful of mashed banana, pureed berries, or a tiny drizzle of honey after age 1. That's how you support healthy gut flora and brain development without the sugar crash. The very first food most babies eat might be the worst choice for their developing brain. Your pediatrician probably recommended rice cereal at the 6-month checkup. It's what your mom used. It's marketed as gentle and fortified with iron. What could possibly be safer? Here's where it gets concerning. Rice cereal is almost pure starch. It spikes your baby's blood sugar just like candy would. And many brands contain trace amounts of arsenic that leaches from rice during processing. Yes, the same arsenic classified as a neurotoxin by health organizations worldwide. But here's what matters most. Your baby's brain doesn't thrive on quick carbs. It needs fat, DHA, omega-3s that literally build brain tissue. It needs iron to carry oxygen to developing neurons. It needs zinc to form synapses. These are the nutrients that support focus, memory formation, and learning capacity. When your baby fills up on rice cereal, they're missing out on what actually fuels brain growth. Think about it this way. Would you build a house with cardboard instead of bricks? That's essentially what's happening when rice cereal becomes the foundation of your baby's diet. Instead, here's what to do. Start with iron-rich purees like mashed lentils, pureed salmon, or egg yolk. Add a small drizzle of olive oil for healthy fat. These foods provide the actual building blocks your baby's brain needs. They're not harder to prepare, just different. And the difference they make is enormous. This one trips up even the most health-conscious parents. 100% fruit juice, no sugar added, just pure fruit. You might think it's basically liquefied fruit, right? That can't be bad. Here's the crucial part. Juice is fruit stripped of all its fiber. It's just the sugar and water delivered in liquid form that spikes blood sugar incredibly fast, and that sugar spike fills their tiny stomach with empty calories. This is the real danger. Your baby feels full from sugar water, so they refuse the iron-rich meals you serve them later. Iron is absolutely essential for oxygen delivery throughout your baby's brain. Without adequate iron, cognitive development literally slows down. Studies show that toddlers who consumed regular juice had lower iron stores and performed worse on attention and memory tests compared to children who drank water and ate whole fruit. The American Academy of Pediatrics actually recommends no juice at all for babies under 12 months. And honestly, there's no real reason to introduce it even after that. Instead, here's what to do. Offer water. Offer breast milk or formula. When your baby's ready for more, offer whole milk. And give actual fruit, the whole fruit with all its fiber intact. That's where the real vitamins live, along with the fiber that slows sugar absorption and supports both digestive and brain health. You might see reduced fat on a yogurt container and think you're making a healthier choice. Less fat means fewer calories, and surely that's better for your baby, right? Wrong. Completely wrong for babies. Here's what most parents don't understand. Your baby's brain is literally being constructed from fat right now. DHA, omega-3s, cholesterol, healthy saturated fats. These are the actual construction materials for brain tissue. The myelin coating that helps neurons fire efficiently, that's made almost entirely from fat. When you remove fat from dairy, you're removing the single most important nutrient for your baby's developing brain. You're essentially trying to build a brain without the raw materials it needs. Research from child development studies confirms that babies who consumed full-fat dairy showed better cognitive performance, language development, and emotional regulation compared to those given low-fat alternatives. Instead, here's what to do. Always choose full-fat dairy for babies under 2. Full-fat yogurt, full-fat cheese, whole milk when they're ready, and if you want to boost healthy fats even more, add avocado to meals, drizzle olive oil over vegetables, and offer natural nut butters if your baby can safely eat nuts. Those beautiful, vibrant vegetable blends with spinach and kale, featured prominently on the label, look so promising, don't they? That rich green color, the pouch promising a full serving of vegetables. You think, perfect, I'm getting vegetables into my baby. Here's what's actually in most of those pouches. They're primarily apple or pear puree, with just a dash of green vegetable added for color and label appeal. You're essentially buying fruit puree with spinach food coloring. And here's why this matters more than you might realize for brain development. Babies need to learn what vegetables actually taste like. Real vegetables have bitter, earthy, complex flavors. When you mask those flavors with fruit sweetness from the very beginning, you're missing a critical window for palate development. Study after study shows that babies who aren't exposed to bitter and savory flavors in their first year become toddlers who refuse vegetables. And guess what? Those are the children who struggle most with getting the iron, folate, and antioxidants their brains need from whole foods. That picky eating phase everyone talks about? Research suggests it's often not a phase at all. It's a palate that never learned to recognize and enjoy vegetable flavors. And the consequence for brain health is real. These children consume significantly less of the nutrients that support focus, learning, and emotional regulation. Instead, here's what to do. Make simple homemade blends. Steam some peas and carrots, Puree them together. Mix sweet potato with real spinach. It takes maybe 10 extra minutes, but your baby learns what vegetables genuinely taste like. Those early taste memories shape food preferences, and therefore nutrient intake, for years to come. So here's what you've just discovered. You don't need expensive organic everything. You don't need special superfoods shipped from distant countries. Your baby's brain needs 3 simple things. 1. Real food over processed food. Choose mashed lentils instead of rice cereal, scrambled eggs instead of crackers, steamed broccoli instead of veggie puffs. 2. Fat is brain fuel. Full-fat yogurt, avocado, olive oil, egg yolks, fatty fish. Your baby's brain is literally being built from fat right now. Don't remove it. Embrace it. 3. Let them taste real flavors. Plain yogurt with fresh berries instead of pre-sweetened containers. Water instead of juice. Vegetables that actually taste like vegetables. This is how you build a lifetime of healthy eating and optimal brain function, by letting them learn what real food actually tastes like. You don't need perfection, you just need awareness. And every single meal from this moment forward, you get to make a choice that shapes your baby's brain, their focus, their memory, their emotional stability, their future potential. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 foods shocked you the most? Is there one sitting in your pantry right now that you're going to swap out today? Or maybe you've already made some of these changes. I'd love to hear what difference you noticed in your child. Drop your answer in the comments below. Your experience might help another exhausted parent who's standing in that grocery store aisle right now, trying to figure out what's actually healthy. We're all in this together. Here's what matters most. This isn't about guilt. If you've been buying those pouches and crackers, you're not a bad parent. You're a parent who was misled by brilliant marketing and confusing labels. But this is about power. Now you know, you can't unknow it. Which means you get to choose differently starting right now. Your baby's brain is being wired in these early years. The neural pathways forming today will determine how easily they focus in school, how well they remember what they learn, how they handle frustration, and how they regulate their emotions when life gets hard. You have the power to give them that strong foundation. Not through expensive programs or fancy toys, but through simple, real, nutrient-dense food that actually builds brain tissue. Every time you choose salmon over crackers, plain yogurt over flavored, real fruit over pouches, you're literally investing in your child's cognitive future. That's not pressure. That's power. And you have it. If this video gave you even one insight that will change how you feed your baby, please hit that like button. Subscribe to Little Nest Guide so you don't miss more evidence-based parenting content that cuts through the marketing noise, and share this with another parent who deserves to know the truth about baby nutrition. Drop a comment below about which food swap you're making first. I read every single one, and I love celebrating these wins with you. Remember, this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice from your pediatrician. If you have specific concerns about your baby's nutrition or development, always consult with a healthcare professional. May your baby's brain flourish with every nourishing meal you provide. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next video.